Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings, Chapter 1. This is the quest Fight Club. You get this quest by more or less completing the previous quest that I did, which was one-on-one. In the middle of the quest, you'll meet someone who calls himself King Ziggy. He'll tell you if you want to get involved with some real fights, meet him outside the inn after dark. So that's what I'm doing. Well, after I level up. So this is pretty much more of what we saw in the previous video. Except you can't make any direct bets. And it is possible to fail this quest at one point.
I'm ready.
But I will get to that when the time is appropriate.
Spit it out.
So first thing you do after you talk to Ziggy and say you'll fight is that you have to follow him to the arena in this case.
Who organizes these?
The arena used for fighting in this quest is actually behind Laredo's house.
It's a vibrant scene with winners and losers of all kinds.
Halt!
So yeah, you just keep following Ziggy right now.
I know you, but who's the other one? He looks dangerous.
Like all of King Ziggy's fighters.
Well, that farmhand you brought in last time was carried out all broken in no time.
This one will be different. You'll see. The commandant himself will bet a fortune on him.
All right. But if I'm to let him in, he has to leave all his weapons here.
This quest isn't particularly difficult. Most of the minigame quests are pretty easy.
The weapons will be waiting in the trunk outside the gate.
But they can be used for some quick money, so I suggest doing them.
In the flesh.
These fights.
Condone? He sets them up. A lot of coin at stake here. I haven't been too lucky lately, but I believe you'll change that. People will remember King Ziggy. Just don't disappoint me.
Bad AI following in every video game. It's kind of weird. Every time you always have to follow a character in a game, it's always not the greatest.
Returns. And in grand fashion.
Something I've noticed at least.
Who's about to be famous.
The Monster Slayer?
Excuse me.
How'd you talk him into fighting?
King Ziggy has his ways.
I think there's maybe only 3 or 4 fights in this quest. I can't remember.
Famous for its mug fights. They'll sing songs about Ziggy and Geralt. You just win, and I'll take care of the rest. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Grand. I'll hear you say my name with reverence yet. Twigs will be your first opponent. So cool because
the opponents in these fights, they do actually take a few more hits than the people at the inn will.
Stand your ground.
So they are technically stronger, but not by much. I mean, this is just 2-button combinations of WASD pretty much. That's about as complicated as it gets.
Sock it to him.
And some of the things that Geralt does to these people are pretty brutal.
Beautiful job rearranging his face.
Who's next?
One Punch Matho. Name says it all. Downs most opponents with his first punch.
I'll see if I can't make him throw a second.
Yeah,
Good luck.
again, this is more of the same except without the betting. Pretty sure you get money at the end of this quest. I actually don't remember if you get anything. But it's a side quest. It's what I do. I mean, you don't lose anything for doing this quest. I know that for sure.
Finish the fucker off!
So it is the second of, I'm gonna say 4 fights. I think I want to say there's 4. So I remember Geralt says a very specific line about one of the
You're the
opponents,
discovery of my lifetime.
Think we're
and
made
it's
for each
and it's
other.
not on the last
Indeed,
opponent, so I know
but
that.
we've a long way to go. Your next opponent is Smugface, also known as Tasseldick.
Not too popular then.
He has tassels on his clothes. Last month, he bit his opponent's ear off.
Bring on this tassel dick.
Finish the fucker off!
So yeah, once again, colorful names for the opponents.
Sock it to him.
If you weren't paying attention, this dude's name is Tasseldick, which is odd.
Finish the fucker off! One more and we'll be rich and famous.
Who is it?
Stanek.
Okay, so
in a rumble it takes at least 4 lads
okay,
to
so
take
there are
him
only
down.
4 opponents.
I'll do it single-handed.
What is it?
Don't underestimate
If you haven't
him.
played The Witcher 1, you won't know who
Witcher, come here a
Stanek
minute.
is.
Impressive technique.
If you have played The Witcher 1, you might know who this guy
Last
is.
fight's coming up.
For those of you who don't know, there were fist fighting tournaments in The Witcher 1 as well, and Zdenek was actually the grand champion
You and me.
of
A
them.
third of the jackpot
So
scores.
in the last
And
chapter of
that's
the
not
game,
an
you
offer.
get to have a couple rounds with him, and if you win 2 rounds, you get his tooth,
Your opinions don't
and
interest
it's an item that you can
You
actually
to take
use
a
in another
dive.
quest.
That's that.
Piss off, old man.
But that was for a different game. That conversation with Laredo right there, he was asking you to take a dive, and if you lose, if you say you'll take a dive, you actually fail the quest.
Fucker off!
So I decided to just fight Zdenek and win.
Sock it to him.
Now I'm pretty sure Zdenek doesn't make any remarks of meeting you again or anything like that if you have an imported save, which would actually be pretty cool
Stand your
if you
ground.
kind of brought up the fact that you guys have met before. Like I think Geralt fought him like 6 months ago,
Here's your coin.
technically in this world.
The guards will take you to the gate. You'll regret this.
I told you we'd win. I've got a real sense for these things.
I think you owe me something.
Yeah, so
Why
by the
don't we
looks of
have
it,
some fun
didn't.
first?
It might not tell you how much money you get out of this quest.
You can screw my share.
Oh. Sorry, it actually did tell you right there when you came out of Laredo's place. Now I'm just kind of re-equipping my items. I kind of realize I'm carrying a bit of an excess here. But yeah, that is the quest Fist Fighting, and I will see you in another video.